Welcome to another Pitch In for Baseball and Softball webcast. I'm Kirsten Karbach, and I'm pleased to be joined by the first native Honduran to reach the major leagues and pitch in for baseball and softball partner, Mauricio Dubon. Mauricio, thank you so much for taking the time to join me. How are things going for you right now out in San Francisco?
We're doing good. It's going good. Trying to stay safe, trying to, out of any sickness, but just trying to stay safe and, get ready for season.
Well, it's great to be able to connect with you. And I want to ask you about your involvement with Pitch In for Baseball and Softball. Can you tell me what you've been doing in the off seasons to get equipment to kids in your native country of Honduras?
Yeah, so I grew up, I'm from Honduras. You said it. So I'm the first one ever. So, baseball equipment is not as they don't give a lot of baseball equipment back home. So I'm just trying to facilitate the, that process. And thanks to Pitch In for Baseball, they've been helping me out. And then I've been donating stuff to teams that need it, teams that, just trying to progress the baseball league over there. And, we have a pretty neat team going on right now, and it's going to get even better.
How many kids would you estimate get to benefit from this donated equipment every year?
Probably around 150 kids. 150 kids. We're trying to, grow a little bit more. We're trying to get a little bit more serious. We're trying to be a powerhouse. We're just trying to help them, try to help them and show them that, you can do a lot of things with baseball. And right now, I got the platform with baseball. I'm just trying to help them out and make the road easier for them.
Do you have an idea, an estimate of how much equipment gets donated to them?
I think yearly is around 50 bats, 50 helmets, baseballs, catcher's gear, like 4 or 5 catcher's gears, bases, like set of bases, T-balls, all this stuff. So they've been really generous about it, and it's crazy, like seeing those kids wearing that stuff. It's it's a lot of pride getting into that.
So taking a look back, how did you first come up with the idea to help kids play baseball and grow the game in Honduras? And how did you first find the inspiration to increase access to the game there?
It was for me. Like it literally, like when I grew up, I didn't have anybody that gave me stuff. I didn't come from a luxurious lifestyle or anything. My parents had to work for everything they had, and they gave me what I can, and thank God I was one of the blessed ones that had that. And some of the guys are not as blessed, so I was trying to facilitate the most out of it. And some guys, I hear some kids, hey, I don't have a glove, I can go play. So for me being here, I thought that's a dumb excuse. So I'm trying to get rid of those excuses, and here's a baseball glove, you got all the equipment, go play. Like, I'm trying to facilitate that for them.
How did you first hear about Pitch In for Baseball and Softball and decide to get involved with us?
It was through my agency. My agency started mentioning about it, and I mean, it was something, that conversation we started, and I mean, they talked to me about it, and then I started getting involved more and more and seeing, the social media and everything, and actually I ended up liking it, and the way we communicate, the way we did things, it was pretty unique.
What is it that inspires you to keep going back? As we mentioned, it's been the last 3 off seasons that you've been bringing equipment to Honduras and distributing it to kids there. Are you able to form personal relationships with them and kind of keep tabs on how kids are impacted by this? What is it that really drives you?
It just, I keep telling those kids that sometimes it feels alone being the only Honduran person here. So I want to have more kids over here. So my job is to try to facilitate those things. So I give them the equipment, it's something, hey, what are you doing this day? And they usually say nothing. I'm like, hey, come practice with me. Like, come, we'll get better. And, just trying for them to see that, they can provide for their families doing this stuff. They can be somebody by playing the game. So I just want to help them and, grow into a good future. And, Honduras is not a safest country, but there's a lot of good things coming out of there.
Can you share a little bit about your background and how baseball has really impacted you growing up, and how you first started getting into the game as a kid?
I keep telling people I don't remember the first day. I always have memories of me being on a baseball field, And since a young age, since I'm a little kid, I always say to my brother and my parents that I was gonna play in the big leagues, and I knew like I needed to work hard to get that. And there was nobody ever from my country, and for me being the first one, took really a lot of pride in that. And I mean, since little kid, I always had that passion. I always liked baseball and work hard, really hard to get where I am today. I mean, there's days that I'd rather go practice baseball than go to the movies with my friends, you know, because I knew what sacrifices I needed to take for me to achieve what I'm achieving right now.
Did you find that it was difficult for you or for the other kids that you grew up with and were playing with as a kid to get access to equipment back then?
Oh yeah, it was extremely hard. I remember we had like 2 helmets for like a whole baseball team, and then we had to share it. So right now the main goal is, you know, equip with those kids, you know, their own helmet and their own bat, so they can go out there, you know, and have some fun. I mean, when we growing up, I remember I had my same glove for over like 10 years, and I still have it. It's at my house, and like I want them to have that, you know, that they feel that they have all this access and not put any excuse for them to, you know, achieve what they want.
Definitely appreciate the work that you've been doing. And I got one last question for you. How are sports important to kids? What are some of the ways that you have seen kids benefiting just from the ability to get on the field and play baseball?
A lot. I mean, from a health standpoint, from a mental standpoint, I mean, I remember it's funny because I fight with my parents that I take my baseball out of my real life, because I mean, sometimes I say real life is like baseball, or vice versa, because there's a lot of stuff you do in sports that you do in life. But everything, I mean, like I had health standpoint, I mean, it's we exercise, we do a lot of stuff, and plus, like I say, if you're good enough and you invest in the time and you invest in your craft, I mean, you can make a living out of it, and it's a pretty good living. So it's something that I recommend every kid to do it. Every kid. Like if you have a kid, just throw him out there to play sports, no matter what sport it is. I'm not saying baseball, I'm saying any sports, because it's going to help him in the long run.
Awesome. Mauricio, thank you so much for taking the time to join me, and thank you for your generous efforts that you have had to help kids in Honduras, and best of luck to you throughout the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And if you have new or lightly used baseball or softball equipment that you can donate to help kids play ball all over the world, please email us at info@pifbs.org or visit our website www.pifbs.org.